Day 12 of Advent is upon us. Some people might think that that's the 12th day of Christmas, or the first of the 12 days of Christmas, or something like that. But no! Christmas Day is the first day of Christmas. The 12th day of Christmas is in January. Okay, day 12, here we go. Halfway point. And we get ourselves a tree. And for Marvel, day 12 is over on this side. And we get ourselves, I guess that's a tool bench. Maybe it's an anvil with a toolbox on it. Anyway, it's tools. Okay, friends, day 12. Christmas tree. So, we always have a Christmas tree in these Advent calendars. No Advent calendar would be complete without a Christmas tree or a snowman or somebody dressed up as Santa Claus, I guess. So, what we've got here, we've got a central column with two Travis bricks giving studs on all four sides. The Travis bricks are separated by two plate-high bricks, which these are a relatively new item. Traditionally, in these Christmas trees, you'd have this design, but there would be just two individual plates in between them. So the Travis brick plus this guy makes a total of 5 plates in height, which is the same spacing as the two studs that they attach to on the sides. So on the sides of the tree, we'll have these individual segments. They're 4 studs high, and they will attach to that central tower. So let's go ahead and build that. We're going to put 2 plate high, and then a Travis brick, and then 2 plate high, and then Travis brick. So this is a total of 10 plates in height, which is exactly the same as the height of a 4 stud long item like this. Well, almost exactly, close enough. You can see that there is actually a little bit of a gap there, and that's just because when you put another plate there, you want to have a little bit of spacing between them so that they don't get jammed up against each other. And then we have another little plate on it, and then we put in a couple of these green cheese slopes to give it some rough tree-like patterns. So there we have it. We have our one side of the tree done. Now if you look at this design here, you can see that on the left we have what I've just built, but on the right the cheese slopes are on the other 2 studs. And then on the back sides you can see from the way the angles are that it's the same alternating one or the other, so that way you don't have exactly the same all the way around. So let's go ahead and put on these. Now I like to just build them on the tree. I find it just a little bit easier because I can hold it like that and just keep adding to it. But you do you. So again, I'm alternating the position of the cheese slopes as I go around the tree. Now if you wanted to make this be a little bit more like a decorated Christmas tree, well then you could, instead of these green cheese slopes, you could put in colorful pieces, and that's what we usually do in most of these Advent calendar models. Hello? Oh, it's underneath here. I thought I'd missed this piece. I can't tell you how many times I have come to the decision that LEGO has left a piece out of my set and been all ready to call customer service and ask them to send it to me and everything, and then I realized, nope, that was my mistake. Either I built it wrong, or piece was hiding still in the bag. I have had to dig pieces out of the trash sometimes. It's an easy mistake to make. Alright, here's our tree, and as far as extra parts, we've got an extra cheese, and we've got an extra, this piece on top. Zoom out a little bit here. There we go, there's our Christmas tree. All ready to be decorated. Marvel Cinematic toolbox, tool bench. So open up our bag, pour out our pieces. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we have this workbench. And the toolbox goes on at an angle. Now you might be surprised to see, hey, wait a minute, does that work? How is that possible? Well, it kind of doesn't. It looks like you're supposed to put it on these two studs, but that's mathematically impossible. If the stud were on the edge here, if this was a regular plate, then it would go across those two studs. But it's not, it's a jumper plate. They want you to do this. This is what they want you to do. And you can kind of tell from the picture because the green arrow is sort of coming out of the middle of it. But this is misleading, and I think a lot of people are going to make the mistake of trying to force it to go on these two studs. And, you know, if you really try, you might be able to even get it to go. Like maybe if you took this plate off and you stuck it on there first, and then you like put it on this stud, and then you go over here and you go, yeah, you can kind of do it, but you can also see that it's kind of pulling it up. If you look closely, you can see there's a little gap under the toolbox, and if you squeeze it, then the gray plate bends. It doesn't fit. You're supposed to put it like this. Maybe you can put one of these pegs in the hollow stud and have it be like that. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put it in the center. Yeah, that's a real bad design. Somebody at LEGO should get in trouble for that. I don't know, maybe the right fix would be to maybe give us like one more element that sits on this stud and have that block the toolbox from fitting there. Or something like that. Because there are ways that you can mount pieces at an angle, but it has to be more sophisticated than just trying to force it. Like if you have a 2-stud wide thing, let's say if I had a so if I have, well, let me just start over separately. So what this reminds me of is, let me just set aside this and I'll just show you a little thing here. If we took some hold on a second. Where's the other one of these? I want to use these. Fine, I won't use these. I'll use 2 of these. Okay, that's fine. So, if we took pretty much any piece that's like, let's just, for example, say a 2x, right? So here's a 2x3, and this will work for any size. If I put another piece on it like that, and I've got pieces in the corners, I can put it like this. But because this is a rectangle, and because by definition a rectangle, it's the same distance from one diagonal as it is the opposite diagonal, you can take this piece and rotate it so that the opposite diagonals are on. But you have to do both opposite diagonals. With the toolbox, it's only a 1-stud wide, so that's not possible. If this toolbox were a 2-stud wide, then you could do something like I've done here. But it would be probably at a bigger angle than what you really intend. So if you do this for, you know, maybe instead of a 2x3, you do this by a 2 by however many, then you can do that. Anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. The task at hand is we're building this, and it's got a, so this base hollow stud goes on the post there. And then we have a crowbar that goes in the clip. And then, of course, we have this guy who goes here. Those pieces were not from this set. They were from my demo. Okay. Here's our little tool bench from the Marvel Cinematic Tool Bench universe. And if I bring over my tree, and I'll bring over its spare parts. There's no spare parts for the tool bench. And there's our 2 models. We've got the Christmas tree and the tool bench. Now we just got to take all this apart and build something original with it. So I've taken all the parts that we've accumulated over these 12 days, and I've decided to build something very festive for the Christmas season, a decorative wreath. Now this could be hung up if you wanted to by putting a string or a hook through this hollow stud in the white piece on the top, or you could build a little stand and have it stand up somewhere, I guess, or you could hang it on the wall. It's not very flat on the backside, but it looks good from the front. That's all that matters. For the candle, you can see what I've done here. I took one of these gold pieces. It does have a little hole in the end, and the candle has a little peg on the end that fits in that hole, so that makes a nice candle. And then for a decorative touch at the bottom, we've got cherries and some leaves representing a bow and some leaves, I guess. Anyway, feel free to copy this idea, enlarge it if you like. You know, obviously the bigger it is, the more circular it'll be. But this is using all 8 of the wing pieces from our tree that we just built, as well as some pieces from previous sets. I didn't manage to incorporate anything from the Marvel build this time. I thought about maybe using the Toolbox as a stand or something like that, but I think that's just silly. So you know, you could do something like, I'll show you what I mean. So I took the Toolbox and I set it like this, and maybe put one of these clips on it, and then I could attach the clip to down here. Then I could maybe get it to stand up using the Toolbox as a base. So that's another version of it, I guess. So here is a way, if you want to be a purist and say that we need to incorporate at least one part from each of these, from the new Advent calendar model in our daily original builds, well, this is one way to do that. But if you're going to hang it up, then obviously you'd take that off. So there's our build for today, 12th of December. Halfway through the Advent season, we have done half of the builds already. Can you believe it's only 12 days left till Christmas? So like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, click the little notification bell icon to all if you want to make sure you find out about every single thing that I post. Check out my blog at brickpile.com, check out my Facebook, check out my Flickr, I've got all these things, check out my Instagram. You know how it all works. This is not that original. Search Brickpile on any of those platforms, you'll probably find it. Anyway, my hands will be present for you to see tomorrow.